This time...
I'm doing what I was asked to do.
That's rare.
We're with 2 sets of first-time buyers.
We could make it our own.
Emotions run high.
I think I'm going to cry.
As we endeavour to find them everything they want.
Now we are talking.
I'm not really sure.
And when the gods are against us,
Our job is under threat.
we're looking for a miracle.
If the 2 houses has a baby.
And hopefully a happy ending.
We're on tenterhooks here.
It's a 2-horse race here in Berkshire with plenty of hurdles between us and the finishing line.
I've got a couple of young'uns who are trying to find their feet in the first-time markets.
And my couple are slightly longer in the tooth, but still chomping at the bit to get their first home.
You ever been bitten by a horse, Phil?
No. I
Never.
haven't. No, I never wished to be either, or stood on, or kicked. Thank you very much.
I'm sure I've kicked you.
No comment.
Just like the rest of the UK, we've noticed a slower market as we search around Berkshire. But we're less than 50 miles from London, so prime property in the cool commuter locations are still in demand.
So no big surprise, the average house price here is upwards of £500,000. Over £200,000 above the national average. Thankfully, that hasn't put our house hunters off.
Cosmopolitan couple Noon and Benoit met in London and have been married for 5 years.
Very nice.
And for Frenchman Benoit, the language of love has proved a tad trickier in Noon's native Thai.
Terbin, right?
No.
Terbin Aroy, no, is that one?
No. It just means you're, like, tasty.
You're tasty. You are tasty.
Fortunately, Noon didn't just fall for Benoit's linguistic skills.
Thank you very much.
He wakes up smiling, ready for the day, so energetic, so positive.
And all that happiness comes from a bucket load of holistic living.
Because my job is quite hectic and busy, I like to have very calm and relaxing hobbies and activities.
I love just working out, usually before work, so that I start the day with a fresh mind.
Global Accounts Director Noon and quantitative analyst Benoit currently live in a rented flat in London and have been trying to find their first home together for 2 years. They've been underwhelmed by the properties on offer in the city, so have made a bold decision.
We're ready to leave London to somewhere a bit more quiet. We stumbled across Maidenhead. We went to visit and we ended up really liking the area.
After around 20 viewings in London and only 2 in Maidenhead, they are very definite about where. My question is, what?
A dream house for me is open plan, lots of bright lights coming in and areas for us to relax in, like little nooks where I can read or do yoga.
Apart from that, we would need 3 bedrooms, one for us, one for potential child, and maybe one for the dog. But, no.
One for the closet, one for the exercise. So we need like 10 rooms, actually.
That might be pushing it, but with a budget of up to £700,000, I'm ready to set the wheels in motion.
We would love Phil to share his wisdom with us.
I want Phil to just tell us to buy this house.
They want your know-how, Phil. Please tell me you packed it.
Of course, but mine isn't the first opinion they've asked for.
I understand you chose Maidenhead based on some artificial intelligence.
Yes, we used the famous chat bot.
So you set the criteria, and the AI told you to go and live in Maidenhead.
Yeah.
Put me out of a job, this.
No, I don't think the AI will have the same wisdom as you do.
You're very kind. Let's talk about the type of house.
For me, light, coming from a tropical country, I need to have like vitamin D. We want to be able to sunbathe inside our homes and not have to go
That's a
outside.
lovely way of putting it.
Yeah.
Does anybody work from home?
Both of us, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We go to work roughly 2 or 3 times a week.
So you need space to work, both of you to work from home, but you also need easy access into town. How far would you live from transport?
20 minutes walking distance is
To the station,
yeah.
max.
Max, yeah. That's
Yeah,
what it is,
okay. At the end of the day, it all boils down to budget. Where are you comfortable?
Mid-budget would be 650. We could push to 700, even a little bit more. Only if it's the perfect house, that ticks all the boxes and even goes the extra mile.
Okay.
The extra mile is your speciality, isn't it, Phil?
It'll need to be. Noon and Benoit may have a good budget, but property here is pricey and they want just the right house. They have up to £700,000 to spend on an open-plan home with at least 3 bedrooms.
They'd like the option to sunbathe, both inside and out, and a shortish walk to the station.
So I'll be circling Maidenhead, keeping the station central to my search.
My couple are drawn to Bracknell, but their circle is so big, I'm not sure I have enough pins.
But what 20-somethings Ellen and Michael lack in locating the ideal home, in terms of preparation, they're top of the class.
Living at home has meant that I've been able to save all my money just because it is so important to me that we get a home and we can live together, hopefully
Sooner rather than later.
They are very ready to move out of their childhood homes and continue their 8-year relationship in a place of their own.
We are a really good team.
I think we work well together and we complement each other's strengths and weaknesses.
What weaknesses?
None that I can see.
Ellen is an area manager for a logistics company, and Michael is studying for a PhD in pharmacology. They've done everything by the book, but that gigantic search area has been their Achilles heel.
It's really hard to narrow down the properties. There's so many eligible in our budget.
A combination of conflicting schedules and living 10 miles apart from each other has meant that Ellen and Michael have only viewed 7 properties in the 3 months they've been searching.
But having both saved hard and coupled with a mortgage, they do have a very respectable budget of £250,000 and not the biggest shopping list.
We really want a 2-bedroom place. The second bedroom would be an office space. I always get my 10,000 steps every day, so my goal is to be able to go out for my walk in the evening.
All very sensible. Now, what about the fun stuff?
We're not big party people, but saying that, I would love to be a hostess and invite my friends around for dinner and drinks, nothing too crazy.
Obviously, it can be difficult living at home with parents that you don't want to disturb them.
Have to ask permission,
Yeah.
or parents join in.
Oldies at a dinner party. Heaven forbid.
So you both currently live at home?
Separately.
Separately. Have your parents lived in the same properties all of your lives?
Pretty much, I think, for both of us, we moved into the properties we live in maybe when we were like 1 or 2.
I mean this in the nicest possible way. It must be really scary.
I don't think it's scary, because it is so exciting, but I would definitely use the word overwhelming.
It's a big thing, but we're in it together.
Thank you.
Run me through your points.
Yeah, so I think the main thing is to have 2 bedrooms.
For me, location's really important, just to feel safe where I am, to live in quite a nice area.
Where I'd be a bit more interested in a place that needed a bit more work doing to it. Ellen would much rather somewhere that's ready to move into.
Do you see a furrowed brow here, Ellen?
Yes.
Where are you currently living?
At home with my parents.
When is the one time in your life you can buy a property that needs work doing to it?
Very good point.
It doesn't matter how long it takes, because all that time you have a nice, warm, cosy place to go back to.
I'll tell Mum and Dad that you said that if I'm still there.
Yeah.
Crikey, Kirsty. At least get them out the door before you start moving them back in.
I'll just apologise later, once I've found them a home. Ellen and Michael have got £250,000 to spend on a 2-bedroom flat in a quiet location.
They'd like room to entertain friends and some leafy walks close by.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. I've got a very serious young couple, Ellen and Michael, who are completely overwhelmed by the process.
It's quite inspiring that they're pulling it off when they're young.
Yeah.
You'll sort them out.
Oh, God, yes.
I've got bad news.
What?
Our job is under threat, I think.
Why?
Our couple
Yeah.
want to move out of London. They put their criteria into an AI thing on the internet.
Yeah.
And it spat out Maidenhead.
Ow.
They've only been there twice.
Well, we were going to be replaced by somebody someday. I thought it was going to be a younger, thinner me, but clearly it's AI.
It's AI.
I wonder if the K-bot will be quite as bossy.
I do know that she'll have plenty of bite.
Noon and Benoit have up to £700,000 to spend on a home with space and light. And I think Furze Platt, a picturesque suburb just north of bustling Maidenhead, may be just the ticket. That's if I can convince them both to hop on an extra train for their commute.
This is as far from the centre of Maidenhead as I'm going to bring you. It's about a half-an-hour walk into town, but there is a station, Furze Platt, is 7 minutes from here, where you would need to change. If you're prepared for that kind of distance, you could buy a nice big house like that.
I like the look, yeah, and I like the look of the neighborhood.
I liked it because of its position, that you're not overlooked. But let's get inside. Follow me.
They barely batted an eyelid.
I'm thrilled because the inside of this house has got some serious bells and whistles. Starting with a very generous living and dining area, with a nifty little TV room off, which I think would make a cracking yoga studio.
On the first floor, there are 3 bedrooms. And head up again to the main suite with a reading and relaxing area that will be hard to beat.
The garden is plenty big enough, and it offers over £675,000. It should be buyable for well within their maximum £700,000 budget.
Come on in. Kitchen at the front. And it really gets wide here, so you've really got a sense of space. Because they've extended into their garage, which makes a massive utility room. But have a look in there. Currently a kind of playroom, TV room.
This would be perfect for yoga.
Yeah.
I'm still not 100% sure about how big the living and dining is combined, especially because the ceiling is a little bit lower here, so it makes it feel maybe a little bit smaller.
If you wanted it to feel bigger, you could very easily open up through to the kitchen.
Yeah.
There's so much flexibility in how they could use the space in this house.
And with 4 bedrooms, there's ample room for any future children, dogs, walk-in wardrobes. What else was it?
Study.
That is perfect for study desk.
Garden facing.
Yeah, I really like that.
Well, they seem very open and honest, and they're very much viewing on the front foot, trying to be positive, which I always like. Personally, I am a bit concerned about the distance back to the train station in Maidenhead. They didn't really comment when we arrived, but it might be stretching things a little bit.
The commute should be the last thing on their minds when they clap eyes on the main suite.
Wow. Okay, I think there is enough storage space. Oh, that is extremely nice.
Completely
quiet.
silent, yeah. It ticks a lot of boxes, but when I walked in, maybe it's not like that's it kind of moment.
Yeah, we need to try the commute and see if it's seamless.
You're right, Phil. There's that concern about commute times.
It's such a huge part of their search. This house will have to tick every other box for them.
What did you make of the bedrooms? I love the top room.
Yeah.
Definitely has all the features we need. The big wardrobe, ensuite, and the little reading corner.
Nook. It doesn't look like it's setting you alight. You're being really polite. I think it's a good start. It's a good, strong house.
It's a strong house.
It's not perfect, and we are aiming for perfect.
Yeah.
Let's move on. We know it's here. We can always come back.
Exactly, yeah.
After you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's the polite ones that worry me most.
They can both see the positives in this property, but I'm looking for a far more passionate reaction, and I'm determined to get one.
We're in Berkshire, where Ellen and Michael are betting on me to find them a first home.
And my stakes are equally high as I try and jockey Benoit and Noon into pole position.
They used an AI site to tell them Maidenhead was the place for them, but I'm not sure our first property was, and I think I can do better.
It's not perfect, and we are aiming for perfect.
My couple, Ellen and Michael, have saved hard and are desperate to move out of Mum and Dad's, but are feeling overwhelmed by the property buying process. So I'm beginning in their favourite area, Bracknell. It's got great transport links, super shopping, wonderful restaurants, and that leafy feel.
Easing them in gently, then.
Oh, I never said I was going to do that.
We're on the outskirts of Bracknell, but 100% Bracknell. We are also in a very, very leafy area. That wood takes you all the way to Windsor. OK?
Amazing.
And that wood is at the back of this flat.
Ticking lots of boxes so far.
Is it, Ellen?
Yeah? Yeah, I want to go inside.
That's how we like to start our day.
They're both beaming. But I'm taking a bit of a risk with this place. Ellen isn't keen to do any work, and this one needs a little TLC. The living room is a good size and full of light from the picture window. The kitchen is big enough and could be made even better.
And it's got the 2 bedrooms they've asked for, so that all-important home office box is well and truly ticked. No private garden, but there is that direct access to great woodland walks. It's on the market for bang-on budget at £250,000.
So, 2 beds, 1 bath, and then this.
Wow.
And this, for me, it is such a joy to have that at the back.
Yeah, it's really nice.
And then what I would do is knock down that section of wall and open up this as an open plan kitchen diner.
Yep.
First impressions?
It's very different to what we've seen before.
Is it?
Yes.
In what way?
So it's just a case of spending some time and seeing what we could do with
Yes,
it.
it's not a lot of money. It needs some love, but no more than that.
Good to know.
Do you want to go and have a look at the bedrooms and bathrooms?
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
That's it, you're on your own.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It feels like I'm sending them off for the first day of school.
The nerves have certainly kicked in, and if they've been used to shiny and new, this may make them wobble.
Okay.
Do you reckon we can get 2 desks in here?
I'm not sure. I'm not really sure. Yeah.
Then it may be time for my first lesson on how to buy smart.
What Ellen and Michael could do with this flat would add value and give them a bit of security in quite an uncertain market.
This is quite a nice size.
It's big.
Could you see us living here? We could make it our own.
Nice way of putting it.
I think Michael can see the potential, Kirsty, but Ellen may need a little more convincing.
Is that a smile?
A little one.
A little one. I'm
little
coming around
one.
a little bit.
Hit me with it, Ellen. Out of 10.
Oh, okay. For location, I'd give it like a 9 out of 10. The estate looks lovely. We've got the forest, so that's all good. I'm just quite worried about the work. I know you're saying it's not a lot.
Can you hear that? Literally, a kitchen knife will cut through that.
Okay.
So if you could bring this back to here, it would just open up. You don't have to do it.
I like it.
Fantastic. We're going to go on to see other things, but we're going to keep this right here. Off to you.
A little roller coaster of messages in there.
It makes Ellen very nervous, but this is a couple that makes sensible choices, and that means she won't rule it out. Certainly not without seeing all the options.
My couple, Noon and Benoit, are also determined to make a smart choice, and that means analysing all the options before making a decision. And the next one I have for them is in Maidenhead, still slightly over the 20-minute walk into town they've asked for, but I am confident that this place is worth it.
So we are edging closer to Maidenhead, and that's the one that I wanted to show you. 1960s semi. How are you feeling about the look of the house?
The look of the house, yeah, it looks interesting.
Let's get inside.
I think interesting is one of those polite words again, Phil.
Maybe, but inside, I'm hoping they won't feel there's anything they need to be polite about. It should be happy times for the couple who wanted a place they could sunbathe both inside and out.
And they've got an extra living room that can be easily shut off to make a home office or yoga space. Upstairs has the 3 bedrooms they've asked for. Not enormous, but they do the job.
We've edged them much closer to where they want to be. And this place is on the market for £650,000, 50 grand under their maximum budget of 700,000.
So this is the the front room, the TV room, but actually, it just gets so good at the back of the house. But the current owners have massively opened it up, giving it volume, giving it light. It's not actually as big as where we've come from, but down here, which is where you live, which is where you spend time, this is pretty exceptional.
Yeah, I really like that there is lights. Definitely, it's open, it's brighter.
Could you picture your friends around here?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Good, good. You do look happy. Come on, let me show you upstairs.
Looks like all the vitamin D is working wonders.
Let's hope that things are looking just as bright once we've explored the bedrooms.
3 bedrooms and the family bathroom, but there is another shower room downstairs. This is the main room, but it's quiet at the back. I might be woken up by bird song.
That actually helps to meditate and relax.
Do you know this little area of Maidenhead?
Yes, when we came to explore the city, we spoke to some people who live locally and they recommend this area, actually.
It's a 23-minute walk, is that okay?
Could be.
If you walk fast, you can beat Google Maps.
I reckon you'd probably walk quicker than that.
Okay, I'll try.
You need some time on your own.
Yeah.
Have a wander.
Thank you.
Got any questions, give me a shout. I'll be in the garden,
Thank you.
talking to the birds.
And do they ever talk back?
No. Makes a refreshing change, Kirsty.
It's more spacious than it seems.
See the light.
Yeah.
It's all just kind of sinking in a bit for them, but they have got happy, smiling faces, and that is what I love to see.
Yeah. This one could be a study room.
Choosing a location using AI is one thing, but when it comes to buying a home, there has to be an emotional connection.
That's nice.
So how are we doing with this one? Is it worth 650,000 quid?
So that's a good question, because when we compare to the previous property, the first one has actually more value for money. If we had the first house with the layout on the ground floor of this house, that would be a winner, I think.
If the 2 houses has a baby, then...
Okay, fine. I'll work with that. Leave it with me overnight. I'll see what I can rustle up tomorrow.
So I just need to figure out how to make property babies, and I'll have this search sewn up in no time.
Well, I'll be leaving that well and truly to you. I, on the other hand, will be using more conventional methods. After almost pushing Ellen over the edge with a doer-upper, we need to see a turnkey so we can compare the two. We're heading to Deep Cut on the edge of bustling Camberley. With its independent shops and cafes, it's a sought-after little suburb.
It sounds delightful. Fancy a +1?
This looks really smart development.
Ellen was rather horrified by the amount of work she thought was required at the previous flat, so this one needs no work at all. I'm doing what I was asked to do.
That's rare. Hello.
Hello,
Michael.
hello.
Good morning. I'm Phil.
Nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you,
Hi, Phil.
Ellen.
I'm Ellen.
What do you feel about the look of this place?
It's very fancy.
So far, so good.
Let's head on.
Right, you follow Phil.
Thank you.
Follow me if in doubt.
Immediately, Ellen looks more relaxed, and I can see why. The development is very attractive.
And the interior doesn't let the side down. The living room is slick and modern and needs no work whatsoever. The kitchen is on the small side, but still enough space for them to cook together.
It has the 2 bedrooms they've asked for, but space is a little tighter than in the first flat. It's on the market for £260,000, but we've been assured that they can get it for their top spend of £250,000.
In you come.
It's really nice and bright in here.
Much more modern than the last place.
I've got to be honest. I prefer the first flat. It is my job to show you what you can get for your money and what you might want. And you did look slightly horrified by the work involved in the flat this morning. What are you feeling now, like in your gut?
I want to listen to the advice you're giving me.
Oh,
Great answer.
oh,
It's a great answer.
You know what's best for me.
Auntie Kirsty.
Nobody ever says nice stuff like that. I hope you got that, all of you. Right. Is
But
that
look,
genuinely what you feel?
Yes, I still want to look around here and see the options, but like at the end of the day, we're here because we want your help and your guidance.
I think I'm going to cry. Got dewy eyes.
I can completely understand why Ellen and Michael are so nervous. When you've planned so perfectly for something, the pressure to get it right is immense.
As you drove away from the other place, what were you thinking?
I was just trying to see it through in my head, like, because it's obviously such a big turnaround.
Do you feel it's that big a turnaround from what you've been seeing?
Yes.
So were you rejecting things which were looking a bit tired and scruffy?
I probably wouldn't have booked a visit for the last one, despite the location.
Okay, right, I'm learning. Every day's a school day, probably for both of us.
Okay.
Vision is tricky. Shiny and new feels much safer. But it's not always smarter.
You must be so looking forward to having your own space.
That's the big thing with this, is finding somewhere we can make our own and start moving on with our lives.
Kirsty says Ellen was a bit on the back foot about levels of work at the first house.
I think she'll prefer this flat for sure, but it's whether she can see the vision of what the other one could be versus somewhere we can move straight in. And
maybe you're going to have to help her with that vision.
I think there'll be some discussions this evening.
Good man.
But however the discussions come out, this place is still a strong option for them.
Feels a bit bigger than the last one. Definitely doesn't need any work doing to it, which is nice.
I had a good chat with Michael.
Yeah.
He is, I think, with you, property one is suitable.
Yeah.
And he just needs a bit of time
Yeah.
to talk to Ellen about it.
Yeah. Yeah. It is overwhelming, this whole thing, buying a house and thinking of having to decorate it. But at the same time, I think they've got their feet firmly on the ground.
Yeah, the ceilings are really nice in this place. They're growing on me. It makes it feel bigger.
Especially with the light paint on the walls. Helps.
How are you getting on?
Yeah, I was just saying I like the high ceilings in this place.
Yeah.
It does make it feel bigger. I know you've told us it's smaller.
It is definitely smaller by 250
Yeah.
square feet, which is a lot.
You can feel it in the kitchen.
You can feel it in here.
Yeah.
This is okay. It's okay.
It's okay, but there isn't a built-in wardrobe, so
No.
we'd have to work out how to get 2 wardrobes in here.
Don't worry, Kirsty's got an excellent third property to show you.
Right, OK, on that note,
So if property one remains too much work for Ellen, and property two is too small for them both,
It means property 3 has to be just right. I hope I can find it for them. We're in Berkshire, and I'm with Ellen and Michael. They're young, they're smart, and they're very nervous about buying their first home.
this is not so much a search as an explanation of how to live in a property.
and I'm with Noon and Benoit, who trusted artificial intelligence to pick their new hometown. Now they need me to find them their new home.
I do know there are some good opportunities that are coming to the market, so I'm certainly hopeful.
Why get the same old cable plan when you could get something tailored to you?
Good question. Come on.
DirecTV Now not only gives you live TV on every device, but you also get exclusive Taylor Swift content. You should definitely get it.
I did, and I love it.
DirecTV Now gives you more for your Taylor thing, because that's our thing.
This is the biggest secret I currently possess.
So I'm gonna go explain to them what this is.
So cool.
Kind of like a gift for the fans. Thank you for being so amazing.
How we doing?
Thanks. Hey, ladies, I'm back.
Oh, hurrah. She's back. Taylor, you've been a bad human.
Yeah, very bad.
Oh, no.
So bad that you... Ugh. Look what you made me do.
I absolutely did not make you do that. Not that. This. His fluff is on your hands.
Guys, come on. Again, I put on DirecTV Now so you wouldn't be bored.
Isn't that sweet? She left a cartoon on for us.
We're not children, Taylor. We're cats.
Highly sophisticated creatures.
because you love the birds.
More for your keep your cats happy thing. That's our thing. Visit directvnow.com.
Certainly hopeful.
And my next offering is in a pretty little postcode with coffee shops and a community I know will suit them.
So, today we are starting 1 mile from Maidenhead train station, and we're going to have a look at a brand new house. What we're hoping for today is, as you said, the love child of Property 1 and Property 2. What do you make of where we are and the idea of a brand new home?
I love this neighborhood, this bits of town.
That's a big tick for location, and I'm sure you'll get another for newness.
It's so new, it's not even finished. This 3-story property has a separate living room on the first floor, but there is ample room on the ground floor to create a stunning kitchen, dining and living area.
There is a main bedroom with an ensuite and 2 further bedrooms that share a family bathroom.
It's on the market for £765,000, but we think there's a deal to be done, especially if they're happy to take it as is. We know that Noon and Benoit can spend a little more than their 700 grand ideal budget, but only if the property is absolutely perfect.
This would be the living room. This is one of the last remaining houses. They have or had been asking 765,000. However, we've been led to believe, because it's one of the last, they're keen to get off site. So there could be an opportunity if you like the property.
Their houses can be very tricky to sell, but I'm confident the ground floor will win these guys over.
Big storage cupboard, utility room, kitchen. You'd have comfy chairs, you'd have a telly down here, you'd have friends down here. You'd live in it. And out to the garden.
Now we are talking.
Noon's not talking yet. What do you reckon, Noon? Tell me.
Yeah, it's the modernity and the newness is what we're looking for. Yeah.
We haven't seen a house arranged like this.
Yeah.
Does it work for you?
Separate living room and kitchen might be a little bit of a concern for me, but we need to see the other floors.
Yeah, the only concern I would say is the noise. During the day, it won't bother us, I think.
Yeah.
It's more like at night.
You need Noon to come round to the idea of having their living space split over 2 floors, and for Benoit to give the bedroom noise level a thumbs up.
Actually, it's well insulated. Yeah, once it's closed, it's fine.
I'd say that was a thumbs up.
So the big question is, can Noon cope with that separate living room?
How did it work for you, the layout?
So that's the thing we will have to have a quick think about.
You like the separation of the floor and this more than I do.
Because when I work in the living room, which I'm doing right now, when I go to the sofa, I still see my work setup. So it's very hard to disconnect. So I think this will help.
I totally understand. It just needs to sit with you for a bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And we need to think about the price as well.
Yes.
Because,
Yeah, there is that. It's a bit toppy on the budget, but it probably offers more than you hope for in an area that you're already comfortable with. So we're in a good place.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Let's move on.
I think you may have a front runner.
I agree, but whether it's worth pushing the budget for, it's a lot to think about.
Ellen and Michael are all in a muddle. So I'm a little nervous about throwing another property into the mix. And call me crazy, but I'm also introducing them to a new area. We're in Fleet, in the district of Hart, a previous winner of Best Place to Live in the UK.
What do you think about this?
Yeah, you get the wow factor when you walk through the gate.
You do get the wow factor. You're frowning, Michael.
No.
Really?
Yeah.
Ellen is beaming like a little Cheshire cat.
You've got the look of the cat that got the cream as well there, Kirstles.
I'm happy when they're happy. And I know the polished finish in this flat will keep Ellen grinning. And when she catches sight of the balcony, she'll be positively purring.
It's also got those all-important 2 bedrooms, and the first flat we've shown them with 2 bathrooms. It's over 100 square foot bigger than the last flat, but still smaller than Property 1.
It's on the market for offers in excess of £255,000, but we've been told their top budget of $250,000 could be enough to clinch it.
That was me whistling, not bird song, but you can hear the bird song.
Thoughts so far?
It's nice.
Do you want to step onto the balcony?
I do. Can I go?
Yeah,
Yes.
you go first.
Oh, wow.
It's a good view, isn't it?
Yes.
Ellen looks happy.
As expected, but as with the second flat, bedroom space here is a little tight.
It's small.
Yeah.
But then it's got this lovely window with the same view.
The ceiling, although up here might be taller, you lose quite a lot of space with the roof.
Creative. Okay.
It sounds like Ellen is willing to make compromises here, but there is one thing they need to consider.
This flat doesn't give Ellen and Michael any opportunity to add value or make it their own.
Definitely feels bigger than Property One's bathroom.
It's definitely bigger. And at their age, it's the one time in your life when you can really afford to do that and enjoy it. You want them to learn about how to make a home your own. Oh, look, super smiley. So, if I said to you, you have to decide right now, of the three you've seen, which one would it be?
I would pick this one. I'm sorry. That's how I know you'd pick Property One, yeah.
Property One.
Which is so
Right.
strange because we've always been on the same page.
Okie doke. Michael's Property One, Ellen's Property 3.
You've got the third vote though, so I'm outvoted.
Oh, I like that.
Works for me.
I like this property. You wouldn't be here if I didn't like this property. But I'm always interested in properties where you can add value. But I haven't made any secret of that.
No, you haven't.
No. Right, I think we need to go and sit down and really crunch through this. I've got the deciding vote. Did you hear that, everyone? After you.
Thank you.
I like the deciding vote.
But with great power comes great responsibility.
I will be reluctantly abstaining. I'm here to guide. But whichever one they choose together, that will be the right decision.
Well, while you're abstaining, head towards Maidenhead Station. We're less than a 20-minute walk away. And the house we're here to see is something very special indeed.
Good afternoon. Good
afternoon. Good afternoon. How are you feeling about here? Because we are as close as I can get you to Maidenhead.
So we had a quick look behind. It looks like the path to the station is quite nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we haven't explored after.
Quite pleased with this one. See what you think.
I can't help but feel incredibly confident about this place. It's new to the market, we're first through the door, and dare I say it, offers them everything they've asked for.
The open-plan living room and kitchen is flooded with light and leads out onto a fantastic garden.
There's a snug at the front with plenty of room for a desk and the daily down dog. And upstairs, there's four good-sized bedrooms.
It's on the market for bang on their top budget of £700,000, but there's already a queue for the open day. We're ahead of the pack, but if they like it, you're going to have to be top of your game, Phil.
What do you reckon?
Wow.
It's okay.
This has an open day at the weekend. You're the first people to see it.
Oh, wow.
And they're going to put it on the market at 700,000.
What? Oh, my God.
Stunning.
I've been all over it. I can't fault it. Kitchen is very good.
Love the
The
floor,
layout,
love the
they've got a
windows.
little bench seat here. The entertaining space is maxed out.
And actually, the garden is the best we've seen by some distance.
Amazing for barbecue.
Smiles all round. I'm not the least bit surprised, and I can't imagine anything will change that.
You've got the 4 bedrooms, which are 1,
Yep.
2, 3, 4.
Yeah.
Not
amazing.
huge, but,
Yeah.
but I mean, they're there. And lovely, peaceful views over the gardens, over the river. It's very, very green.
Looks like someone that comes out of Interior Design magazine.
Could be yoga, could be office.
Yeah.
Choices.
Both, yeah. And reading corner as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very versatile.
What do you suspect will be going through Noon's mind at this point?
Oh, if she's not convinced, I don't know what will. Yeah. Yeah.
You don't see a lot of houses this
Yes,
good.
for sure.
I mean, do you think this is one of the best things you've seen?
Yes, yeah. We wouldn't be able to find this on our own for sure.
I'm filled with joy, but also with nerves. If they really want this place, we're going to have to be fast and smart to secure it.
Hello. What do you think?
Yeah.
It's very peaceful.
Yeah.
It's very well done, that one.
It's beautiful. I think it would suit Noon and Benoit
Down to
down
the
to
ground.
the round.
Yeah. And this is a very, very, very
Yeah.
quiet spot. I mean, pretty magical, actually.
Yeah. So, how are we feeling?
That feels stunning. Yeah. Amazing. Waiting for the contract to sign.
I'm really pleased. I'm really, really pleased that you liked it. Good place.
Yeah.
Well, I'd say you officially have a winner.
Only if I'm able to get them across the finish line before that looming open day. In Berkshire, my couple Noon and Benoit have fallen hard for property 4.
That feels stunning. Yeah. Amazing.
And Ellen and Michael have a favourite each.
Which is so strange because we've always been on the same page.
Time to talk it out.
So, property 1, in need of a lick of paint.
That's one way to put it.
Property 3 lit up Ellen's face. Where does that put us?
Property 1, we can declutter and make it look bigger with some paint. Property 3, I think, will end up feeling a lot smaller, particularly due to the pitched roofs.
I do hear what you're saying, that when the furniture goes in, it will feel smaller due to the ceilings. But just because it ticks so many boxes, there's a balcony, there's even an ensuite, which is crazy to me.
We may need a little more time.
Noon and Benoit may know what they want to buy, but with an open day looming and a guide price of £700,000, the top of their budget, we're going to have to work hard to secure it.
So we've got to, between us, come up with a tactic. Do you have anything in mind? Have you had discussions about it?
Yeah.
That's why we came with a maximum number, you want to say? If we had to...
If we had to, it would be 700K.
Okay.
But given we're first-time buyers, we suggest us.
Well, that's the gamble.
Yeah.
My worry is if we bid 700 today and they don't accept it,
Yeah.
they know on Saturday, well, they've already got 700.
Yeah.
In which case, it's up from there.
Yeah.
If you bid less than 700, they'll have the open day. Then there could be a sealed bid position and you'll fight it out with a few other people. How about I bring the agent and sound him out along the lines of if you were to make an offer, would the owner accept it and stop the open day? So then at least we're not showing our card. Because if they say no, then we don't want to put a number on the table.
Yes, we want to reveal our cards straight away.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Sounds great.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay,
Happy
let's
with
do
that.
that. Basil, it's Phil Spencer. I'm very well, thank you. We've got a bit of a scenario at this end I wanted to talk through with you. My buyers are keen. If I was to be able to persuade them to bid big and strong today, bid the 700, would your client accept the offer and not have the open day? Yeah, I'll wait to hear. Thanks, Basil. Talk to you in a moment. Bye.
Thank you.
Smart move, Phil. We are still far away from any decision.
Is property 1 still in the running?
I think what I would want to do is I'd want to get my parents' opinion. I know we're meant to be grown up.
No. Listen, I don't think I bought anything without discussing it with my parents. That's totally understandable. I would definitely try and book to see property 1 first thing in the morning. If you end up counting it out, then great. Property 3's been on the market a while. It'd be unlucky to lose it that fast. But whatever you do, you have to give me a ring as soon as you've got any news.
Yeah.
I'm just crossing my fingers. And we are going to drink to sensible decision making.
Thank you. Thank you for your help.
Thank you.
Not at all.
Sound advice as ever, Kirsty. I'm just hoping mine will pay off for Noon and Benoit.
Hi, Basil. We're on tenterhooks here. Right. OK. Can I just put you on hold? They would take it off the market and not have the open date if you were to bid 700.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Happy?
Yeah, pretty much.
We have a deal, Basil. We have 700,000 bid on the condition you take it off the market. Lovely. Cheers, Basil. Bye-bye. There we go. That is really, really good.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I very much doubt any AI bot could have pulled that off, Pip. I left Ellen and Michael torn between two properties and a plan to revisit one. But before they could, unfortunately, it was removed from the market.
They also ruled out property 3 because the bedrooms were too small. But 3 weeks on, that doesn't mean their search has slowed down.
We've seen a few properties, 2 of which we've had one of us that really liked it, the other that wasn't so sure about it, which is really promising. We have a viewing booked in the next week or so that we're really excited about. It's a 2-storey masonette.
Wonderful news, but my time with Ellen and Michael was about more than just finding a house.
I've definitely grown in confidence, whereas before I was just so overwhelmed, even to ring up the estate agents. So definitely I've learned to be more confident in what I want and just to go, and it's a fun experience. So thank you so much, Kirsty. I'm really grateful.
You couldn't be more welcome.
As for Noon and Benoit, it's all still sinking in.
Emotional roller coaster in terms of experience.
We've been searching for so long.
Yeah.
When we got the house, we're like, okay, let's go.
The open plan living downstairs was what really stole their hearts. But they've decided they can make the upstairs just as spectacular.
I would like to have more space in the master bedroom, and which is why we're probably gonna do a bit of work on there to maybe join up the rooms.
And their first home may well become their forever home.
Initially, we were thinking having a house that would be maybe less big to start off, but this house already ticks all the boxes for mid-term and long-term. The house is perfect.
They had to be brave and bold to buy it, but it seems like it was all worth it.
I'm looking forward to sunbathing and reading in the kitchen.
Sounds wonderful.
If you'd like help finding your next home, then we want to hear from you. You can apply online at channel4.com/take part.